All right, so this is a suggestion via a donation. The name of the song is Poverty of Philosophy by the artist Immortal Technique. If you are new here, please like and subscribe. The more that you like this content, the more that I know that you specifically would like to see more of this specific type of content, okay? Let's go ahead and jump into this immediately.
Most of my Latino and black people who are struggling to get food, clothes, and shelter in the hood
Also, I went ahead and pulled up the lyrics too. All right, let's get it.
are so concerned with that philosophizing about freedom and socialist democracy is usually, unfortunately, beyond their rationale. They don't realize that America can't exist without separating them from their identity. Because if we had some sense of who we really are, there's no way in hell we'd allow this country to push its genocidal consensus on our homelands. This ignorance exists, but it can be destroyed. Niggas talk about change and working within the system to achieve that. The problem with always being a conformist is that when you try to change the system from within, it's not you who changes the system, it's the system that will eventually change you. Yeah. There is usually nothing wrong with compromising a situation, but compromising yourself in a situation is another story completely. And I have seen this happen long enough in the few years that I've been alive to know that it's a serious problem.
Okay, hold on. I don't think this is a song, bro. I don't know. I feel like, hold on, it's like, maybe it's like a long intro potentially. He's going hard, bro. He's going hard.
Latino America is a huge colony of countries whose presidents are cowards in the face of economic imperialism.
Shit, bro. Yep, and ladies and gentlemen, we found another guy that most likely cannot fly on airplanes. Shit.
You see, third world countries are rich places, abundant in
generally,
resources, and many of these countries have the capacity to feed their starving people and the children we always see digging for food and trash on commercials. But plutocracies, in other words, a government run by the rich, such as this one, and traditionally oppressive European states, force the third world into buying overpriced, unnecessary goods while exporting huge portions of their natural resources.
The Congo, Central African Republic. Yeah.
I'm quite sure that people will look upon my attitude and sentiments and look for hypocrisy and hatred in my words. My revolution is born out of love for my people, not hatred for others.
And see, that's what he's saying is exactly right, bro. There will be a group of people that will hear what this man is saying and only hear alleged hatred, right? But I don't sense the concept of like him hating another group, right? All I see is exactly this. He just wants to see his specific culture basically thrive. That's it. That's all I see from this specific instance. Yeah, well, not even just his people. It doesn't seem like he's just talking about his own people. He's just basically saying it's for the people. Love of my people, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's go.
You see, most of Latinos are here because of the great inflation that was caused by American companies in Latin America.
Yeah.
Aside from that, many are seeking a life away from the puppet democracies that were funded by the United States. Places like El Salvador, Guatemala, Peru, Colombia, Nicaragua, Ecuador, and la República Dominicana.
República Dominicana. I knew it. All right, let's go.
Guatemala, Peru, Colombia, Nicaragua, Ecuador, and la República Dominicana. And not just Spanish-speaking countries either, but Haiti and Jamaica as well. As different as we have been taught to look at each other by colonial society, we are in the same struggle. And until we realize that, we'll be fighting for scraps from the table of a system that has kept us subservient instead of being self-determined. And that's why we have no control over when the embargo will stop in Cuba or when the bombs will stop dropping in Vieques. But you see, here in America, the attitude that is fed to us is that outside of America, there live lesser people. Fuck them, let them fend for themselves.
Fact. That I don't even know if there's a bigger fact we can give, bro. Listen, let me explain something to you guys, bro. Like, I have lived in America the majority of my life, right? The majority of my life. And I can tell you right now, I did not, growing up, I never realized how much I literally don't care about what goes on outside of America until I left America, right? And I live in Spain now, right? And so since I live in Spain, I've realized my attitude is really awkward sometimes when it comes to like other countries. It's just like, why do you guys exist type of thing, but not like in like an assholish way, but like, but now that I've like been living outside of America, I've learned something like, bro, we're kind of assholes, just a little bit when it comes to like, bro, we do not care what is going on outside of America at all. We just don't. There's no interest. We have no interest. We probably know 1% of the world. Listen, I told, when I first moved to Europe, right? I was like, hey guys, I'm moving to Spain, to a couple of people that I knew, and literally one of them asked me, "Oh, is Spain near Australia?" I was appalled. Okay, I was appalled when someone said this to me, bro. I was like, bro, really? Like, you can't tell me that you're being serious right now, bro. I think us as a people all need to kind of, get out of our comfort zone, right? If it were like most Americans never leave the tri-state area type of thing, right? They never leave the states that surround them. Basically, they live their entire existence there, right? Bro, go get a passport and travel to somewhere, right? Live there, like live in that space for at least a week, a month if you can. You know what I'm saying? And traveling is a lot cheaper than people perceive, right? I think tickets to Spain from the East Coast of America are like $400, bro. Like tickets to Dubai are like $800. You know what I'm saying? Japan, $550 on average, right? I would say. So, well, right now at least. And so keep that in mind, bro. Go see the world. The world is a lot bigger than what is inside our borders. Learn about other cultures other than ours, because ours kind of is toxic, bro. I'll be honest. That's just from what I've experienced. But listen, keep in mind, I absolutely love my country. All right, I do. But I have a wider scope now because I can actually see what, you know what I'm saying, how other people see us. And they don't see us very good sometimes, bro, right? And a lot of it has to do with what we do in other countries because, we don't care about what happens in other countries. So they're like, oh, you guys are terrible to us, or like, you guys are terrible to this specific place that has nothing and you guys have everything type of shit. Like bullies at times, right? So what he's saying, bro, is interesting. All right, very interesting. Let's get it.
Outside of America, there live lesser people. Fuck them, let them fend for themselves. No, fuck you. They are you. No matter how much you want to dye your hair blonde and put fake eyes in, or follow an anorexic standard of beauty.
I hate that shit. I'm gonna tell you something right now, bro. Don't get me wrong, bro. When I see, like, for example, by trade, I'm a photographer. I'm a professional photographer, and if I've encountered models, right, that came with their with these colored contacts, bro, because they want to follow a standard of beauty that is not theirs. You get what I'm saying here? And I'm like, bro, take these blue ass contacts out your eyes, bro. That's not you, right? If it's you, then it's you. No problem. That's who you were born as. You know what I'm saying? But like, when I see, it's just awkward, bro. Like, it's awkward. It doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense to me, bro. And like, please, no contacts, no colored contacts. Just be you, please. You need contacts? No problem. Just be you, bro. All right? Follow an anorexic standard of beauty. Yep. Let's go.
Or no matter how many diamonds you buy from people who exploit your own brutally to get them, no matter what kind of car you drive or what kind of fancy clothes you put on, you will never be them. They're always gonna look at you as nothing but a little monkey. I'd rather be proud of what I am rather than desperately try to be something I'm really not.
Bro, please, I beg of you. This is such a touchy subject, bro, because like, imagine, right? I've been in countries, right, where they want to be one specific group that reside on this planet, right? They want to be one, to the point where they're like bleaching their skin and dyeing their hair and like getting like eye surgery to look more of a, a specific group, and I see them, and I'm just like, bro, you hate yourself that much? Oh, so you're telling me you were born with my skin color, but you want to be something else? You hate yourself that much? Oh, because your society says that beauty only resides in one specific thing. This is why I always say representation matters, bro. Because if these little girls are growing up, right, and in the magazines, all they see are people who do not look like them, or they turn on TV, right, and all they see are people that do not look like them, right, bro, you're gonna have a issue psychologically, I would say, because now all of these young girls think that they're ugly. Why are they ugly? Because they don't have the appearance of one specific region on the planet. All right, so now you have these little kids that do not even belong to that society at all. They generally will not be accepted by that society as them, if that makes any sense. Like, they're trying so hard to be them that they throw away who they are, and that is a problem on this planet, and it's everywhere except for one region, because they are them. You know what I mean? I don't know, dude. It's weird. I hate seeing people like that, bro. I hate it. Be yourself, bro.
I'd rather be proud of what I am rather than desperately try to be something I'm really not, just to fit in.
Bro.
And whether we want to accept it or not, that's what this culture or lack of culture is feeding us. I want a better life for my family and for my children, but it doesn't have to be at the expense of millions of lives in my homeland. We're given the idea that if we didn't have these people to exploit, that America wouldn't be rich enough to let us have these little petty material things in our lives and basic standards of living. No, that's wrong. It's the business giants and the government officials who make all the real money. We have whatever they kick down to us. Yep. My enemy is not the average white man. It's not the kid down the block or the kids I see on the street. My enemy is the white man I don't see. The people in the White House, the corporate monopoly owners, fake liberal politicians.
All right, wait. Hold on. He says, my enemy is not the average white man. It's not the kid down the block or the kids I see on the street. My enemy is the white man I don't see. Hold on. I wouldn't blatantly paint that the entities that are controlling shit as the white man. I just wouldn't do that, right? Because there are, in contemporary times, right, it's pretty much diverse, unless basically it's like this. The only time it's diverse in the government is when one specific party is in there, and when a different party is in there, it's all Europeans, people of European descent. It is just all that. There's no real large number of diversity in one specific entity. All right, one specific party, let's say. So that's kind of like confusing in the instance, because it's not all, as I said, it's not all quote unquote white men in the White House. But I understand he's basically saying the man, right? But that's standing out as a little awkward to me. But all right, let's get it.
White man, it's not the kid down the block or the kids I see on the.
Oh no, I wasn't done. Sorry, apologies, bro. But yeah, the enemy is not the average quote unquote white man, for sure. It's not. And so this is the thing here, right? There are groups of people in America who have more literally in common with black and brown people than they do with, the upper class people of European descent. For a fact, there are people of European descent in America who have nothing in common with the 1%, nothing except for skin tone, and literally there's so much more in common with black and brown people and literally poor people of European descent than any other group in America. This is a fact, right? ATF targets them. The police kind of, in a sense, target black and brown people, right? So keep that in mind. But yet, there's always these issues, and a lot of it just comes down to the smallest thing. Like, for example, I had an issue with a guy when I was living in America one time. It was just like a guy who was like a lower class person of European descent. and we sat down and had a straight conversation about why he like supports certain type of things. And he's like, listen, at the end of the day, I'm white. And I'm like, bro, what does this have to what does your skin tone have to do with anything, right? Because I'm just confused by that. But it's not, I don't know how to kind of explain this without being ridiculous, if that makes any sense. But yeah, dude, this is interesting. I love the concept of this, bro.
My enemy is not the average white man.
It's not
the kid down
at all.
the block or the kids I see on the street. My enemy is the white man I don't see. The people in the White House, the corporate monopoly owners, fake liberal politicians. Those are my enemies. The generals of the armies that are mostly conservative. Those are the real motherfuckers that I need to bring it to. Not the poor, broke, country-ass soldier that's too stupid to know shit about the way things are set up.
I love that he pointed that out. That's exactly it.
In fact, I have more in common with most working and middle-class white people than I do with most rich black
Good.
and Latino people. As much as...
Exactly, bro. Because it's the same thing across the board. It's about, at the end of the day, it is purely classism, right? At the end of the day, modern day times, it's more classism than actual like racism. But we still have some things in America that are pretty terrible, and they're pretty much based in and rooted in one specific ism, right? But yeah, classism is kind of the issue right now. Be honest, classism is crazy.
As racism bleeds America, we need to understand that classism is the real issue.
Bro,
many of us
are we like? Hold on, bro. We're like one and the same kind of.
are in the same boat, and it's sinking while these bougie motherfuckers ride on the luxury liner. And as long as we keep fighting over kicking people out of the little boat, we're all in. We're gonna miss an opportunity to gain a better standard of living as a whole. In other words, I don't want to escape the plantation. I want to come back, free all my people, hang the motherfucker that kept me there, and burn the house to the goddamn ground. I want to take over the encomienda and give it back to the people who work the land. You cannot change the past, but you can make the future. And anyone who tells...
Exactly, bro. But also at the same time, trying to be like, forget about it, or let's just move on, right? Without actually fixing anything is probably the most ignorant statement that someone could make. Because I've heard this plenty of times, bro. Trust me. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. Let's just not talk about it anymore. Did we fix the issue? No. Oh, but like, everything is equal now. But is it? Is it equal completely, bro? Because like, look into the GI Bill. Look into what happened to the soldiers when they came back of all different skin tones. Who got that and who didn't? Those would be our grandparents, right? It's interesting if your grandparents are able to get houses for free and college for free. I think that can kind of change the trajectory of a lot of people's lives from the 50s, right? I don't know, dude. The GI Bill was interesting, and it's still, and obviously now it's massively different, but in a sense, but like, but at that specific time frame when people are talking about forget about it, bro, I don't know. Like my mother was alive during that time, actually, so keep that in like, so that's touchy. So we can't just forget about certain things that make groups feel uncomfortable because they don't want to talk about it. But like, we have to have a full blown conversation, though. I would say honestly, it would be nice if we could have a full conversation, talk about it, without people getting angry. You know what I mean? Or not angry, just completely shutting down, and just being like, "You're blaming me for something." No one's blaming you at all. Let's fix for the future. We can't fix the past. Let's move on, right? It's about the acknowledgement, because like, the more people don't want to acknowledge what happened, or just don't want to talk about it or have a conversation about it, and how it molded what we're going through, what happened after, basically, like, the more people want to disregard what happened, bro, like, we can never move on. But yeah, let's forget about that. Let's talk about, things that doesn't personally make, like, for example, no one wants anyone to feel guilty for something they didn't have to do with. They had nothing to do with it, right? But as long as we can acknowledge it, you know, and move on, then we're good, I think. That's how I see it, at least. Let's go.
Tells you different is a fucking lethargic devil. I don't look at a few token Latinos and black people in the public eye as some type of achievement for my people as a whole. Most of those successful individuals are just sellouts and house negroes. But I don't consider brothers a sellout if they move out of the ghetto. Poverty has nothing to do with our people. It's not in our culture to be poor. That's only been the last 500 years of our history. Look at the last 2,000 years of our existence and what we brought to the world in terms of science, mathematics, agriculture, and forms of government. You know, the idea of a confederation of provinces where one federal government controls the states? The Europeans who came to this country stole that idea from the Iroquois League. The idea of impeaching a ruler comes from an Aztec tradition. That's why Montezuma was stoned to death by his own people, because he represented the agenda of white Spaniards once he was captured, not the Aztec people who would become Mexicans. So in conclusion, I'm not gonna vote for anybody just because they black or Latino. They have to truly represent the community and represent what's good for all of us proletariat.
Exactly, bro. That's how when Obama took office, I was like, no. When Obama was running for president, I was like, okay, what are you trying to do here? What are you trying to do here, young man? You're not gonna get my vote. Just for what? I don't like your politics. I'll be honest. I hated Obama. Right? Like, listen, keep this in mind. I don't like Obama. I don't like Biden, bro. I hate Trump more than anything on this planet. And so I don't know. I hated George Bush. I just can't think of a president I liked, bro. Maybe JFK. I think I like JFK. Maybe that was probably the last president I actually was like, okay, he was decent. But like everyone else, I was just like, nah, bro, they're not for me. They're not for me at all, bro. Right? Like none of them. And specifically, so when Obama comes along, right, and I'm just like, all right, so I see what you're trying to do, bro. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to make it seem, you're trying to basically pull some bullshit over my eyes. You're trying to be like, oh, no, America is now a rainbow nation because we have a black president. Look at us, type of shit. Like, bro, the hell out of here. Let's actually fix issues, right? Rather than giving me a mascot. You get what I mean? That may sound terrible, right? But it is what it is, I guess, right? And I absolutely do not like Kamala Harris neither. So I don't know who I don't like more. Honestly, to be honest, I think Trump and Kamala Harris are like the same people in my head. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like either of them equally, right? So yeah, let's go.
Porque si no, entonces te mando pa'l carajo, cabrón, gusano, hijo de puta. Seramos libres pronto. ¡Viva la revolución! ¡Viva la revolución!
Oh, all types of sons of bitches today, yes? All right, listen, yeah, absolutely fire, bro. This was not a song. This was just like the longest introduction in like the history of introductions, basically. Solid. I hope we can even post this. I don't know. Maybe it's maybe a little too. I wouldn't call it controversial, or maybe it could be. I don't know. Potentially. All right, dudes. Yeah, let me know in the comments. Next one of these I should be listening to. I'll get to it as soon as I can. And listen, dudes. You guys all have an amazing day and enjoy it thoroughly. All right.